It is a cynical political ploy by the administration to hide the additional sticker shock, the increased costs of insurance that are going to come next year.
We're doing this because it makes sense for insurers to have as clear a sense of the pool of consumers they gain in the market this year before setting rates for next year.
Republican Senator John Barrasso and White House spokesman Jay Carney clashing over the latest delay in Obamacare and whether it has anything or everything to do with politics. And we're back now with the panel. So, George, let's start with this delay. This is about signing up for the second year of Obamacare. The enrollment was originally set to start next October 15th, a couple of weeks before the election. The White House announced on Friday it's going to be delayed till November 15th, a couple of weeks after the election. Do you believe, that's, I guess, a rhetorical question, the White House argument, look at that skeptical look, the White House argument that this is just to give the insurance companies more time to go over the rates and figure out what their premium should be?
To give them that crucial 30 days that will make all the difference. Oh, look, it's transparent and it's silly on their part. It's bad politics. If the aim of this is to keep from voters information that they might have on October 15th as opposed to November 15th, the information is going to be given by the insurance companies to state insurance regulators by that summer. Journalists are going to come around and say, well, share with us this. Now, so there are some people who say, well, the governors in Democratic states are going to suppress this. I don't think so. And it's going to be a big row either way. So if this is intended to tamp down the fire, it's actually kerosene.
Julie, a couple of questions for you. First of all, I'm sure that you were all over this story on Friday. I mean, when you go to White House officials behind the scenes and go, really? Just before the election to after the election, what do they say? And secondly, we got a new deadline. And the new deadline is that next Saturday, November 30th, the ObamaHealthcare.gov website will be up and running. How confident are they that it will be?
Well, on the first point, on the 2015 delays, what they say is that this is something that insurers have actually been asking for because they feel like, given the problems that you've already had with the website, they're not going to have the full picture of the pool for this year in order to calculate their new figures.
So therefore, it's completely coincidental.
Completely coincidental, depending on who you ask. On the website issues, they actually feel fairly confident that by November 30th, that this website will be up and running for the vast majority of users. Now, this isn't going to be some new grand unveiling of the website on November 30th. This is something that they say has kind of been gradually improving. They have a lot of statistics that show that wait times have gone down, that more people are getting through the websites. Their big fear, though, is that you are going to have, on November 30th and through the enrollment period in December, a huge influx of people, a lot of traffic on the website. And we all remember that in early October, it was traffic that initially crashed the site and revealed all these other problems.
Or at least that's what they said it was.
It certainly was the initial problem, and then it revealed the later problems in the system.
Although it turned out, what if you had more than 500 people on it, would have crashed the site. Nina, let's assume, because at some point the website will start working, but we still have millions of people with canceled policies. It turns out this week we're finding out that doctors are not being included in a lot of these plans, so the promise, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor, is not true. From your reporting, as the next few months go on, will the experience with Obamacare be better or worse for people?
I think George put his finger on it with that word kerosene, because this was supposed to be a safety net program. This was supposed to make people feel more secure. What it's doing is making people feel less secure. So beyond the website problems, you've got now stories of cancellations, the stage 4 cancer victim who suddenly doesn't have coverage to go to her own doctors. You've got the child, this chronically sick child who can't go to the Seattle Children's Hospital because the costs of that hospital are so high and they're not included. You've got these stories after stories coming out now. And then you've got AEI coming out this week saying, well,
American Enterprise
Institution, a conservative think tank, but it says is predicting millions, tens of millions more cancellations by small businesses coming around next fall, deciding that they got in under the line. It's complicated, but they got in under the wire this time with their policies, but now they're going to have Obama standard policies, and there's going to be cancellations coming out there. So there's this deep sense of insecurity that I think is infused the body politic, and it's going to affect the 2014 elections.
Juan?
Well, you know, I got to go talk with the president and senior officials at the White House this week, and this topic came up, and I mean, their position is, look, Obamacare inherits all the problems of health care generally, but no one was promising that everyone was going to the executive suite at the Mayo Clinic. The idea is that you had people who are uninsured, people who are underinsured, and what the Affordable Care Act does is it sets minimum standards for networks to make sure that people have some place to go. And there were so many people who had no place to go, and that's what they're addressing in trying to put in place this program. And yet, I mean, the attacks, I think this is just, again, more attacks coming from Republicans who don't like the plan. And guess what? I've gotten that message. I think the president and the White House has gotten it. They don't like it. It's what the White House now calls the original sin. They cannot work or expect Republicans to work with them to fix the plan.
20 seconds, George.
Tip O'Neill famously said, all politics is local. In 2014, no politics will be local. This has thoroughly already nationalized the 2014 elections, which will be about the chaos that Nina describes.
Thank you, panel. See you next week.